In this video, I talk about perhaps the silliest superhero team-up of all time, the Legends of the Superheroes. It wasn't just the goofiest show of all time. It has a little bit of historical significance for comic book superheroes. Stick around to find out all the crazy stuff that went into this series and why it's a part of TV and comic book history. The Legends of Superheroes could be seen as a cheap two-part TV reunion of the 1966 Adam West Batman series. It included Burt Ward as Robin and Frank Gorshin as the Riddler, airing in January of 1979. It was produced by Hanna-Barbera and was patterned after the animated series The Challenge of the Super Friends, but honestly it was sillier and meant for basically laughs.
To the Batmobile!
Say, Batman, it's such a nice night. Why don't we walk?
Not while we have the fastest, most powerful car in the world.
What with the energy crisis, maybe we should get a little economy car.
Economy car?
Adam West unfortunately regretted his involvement in this project because of the cheap budget of the production. The quality was more like a Saturday morning TV show than something on prime time to which it aired. It only lasted a couple of episodes. I've read that it was only presented as specials, but to have it ran 2 weeks in a row makes me think that this was at least an attempt at a series, but I can't verify that guess. I do remember when I was a kid how disappointed I was that it never came back on. When I saw it for the first time years later, it was kind of like feeling like you just uncovered some sort of ancient buried artifact. Well, there's some cool stuff in here that's worth looking at. Some things that I haven't really heard or read anyone even mentioning that I'll talk about as we go. I can't find any source that verifies this, but from the looks of the cave the heroes run out of in the beginning, I think their headquarters is the original Batcave from the 60s Batman TV series. You can see them running out of what looks like the Bronson Canyon Cave in Griffith Park, where we saw the Batmobile drive out of on the Batman TV show. It doesn't have the door or any of the other stuff, but if you compare the cave to what it looks like today, it's very similar, and so is the area that they run around in out from the cave. The biggest difference here between the Batman series and Legends is that the Batmobile drives out of the Bat Cave in the 66 Batman series. It isn't parked outside in the dirt waiting for Batman to run out to it, which was no doubt a consequence of the cheap budget. But at least we got the 60s Batmobile. But I did notice it didn't have the same shiny paint job as the original. The producers were unable to use the characters of Superman and Wonder Woman since Superman was in the movies at the time, starring Christopher Reeve, and Wonder Woman had her own TV show, starring Linda Carter, of course. Look, if Superman doesn't want to do a TV show, I'd like to see you make him. Replacing Wonder Woman, we got the Black Canary and the Huntress. And replacing Superman, we got Captain Marvel, but we didn't get one of the actors who played Captain Marvel in the original Saturday morning TV series. We got a new actor named Garrett Craig. No offense to him, but it would have been so much neater to have one of the original Marvel actors back to team up with Adam West and Burt Ward. You know, I can just imagine what kind of advice that Jackson Bostwick, the original Captain Marvel, would have given the new guy.
Just make sure you don't mess it up.
The secret's locked inside my super mind.
Or let others mess it up for you.
And where can I find a psychiatrist out here?
See you next week.
Green Lantern is there, and to save money he travels by pointing his ring at himself and disappearing, and reappearing somewhere else rather than flying, which would probably have cost more. Hogman looks more like a superhero than anybody. It looks like he had a gym membership with Arnold. You never actually see him fly, of course. That would have cost way too much money. I mean, you know, with those wings and all. How he could see out of that mask, I don't know. The Flash's super speed is simulated by having him appear suddenly on screen and disappear in a flash. I think for many of these characters, this would be the first time live-action versions of them ever appeared on screen, making this super cheap production a piece of history. As far as I know, it would be the last time Adam West and Burt Ward appeared together on screen in live action as Batman and Robin. They would do animated projects later on as Batman and Robin and appear together as themselves in the Return to the Batcave TV movie in 2003.
How come you didn't get burned?
Stunt man.
They had already by this time worked together on the new Batman Adventures Filmation series that aired on CBS in 1977.
Greetings, Bat fans. This is Batman.
And Robin, the boy wonder.
And me too, Bat-Mite.
Adam West would become Batman again on the last couple of seasons of the Super Friends, but Casey Kasem did the voice of Robin at that time.
I learned that criminals are a cowardly lot. And so I became Batman.
I have to say, Burt Ward's stuntman was very impressive on the Legends show. You never see enough of acrobatics done by stuntmen in movies today or shows. It would definitely give a sense of realism to action scenes that rely too much on CGI these days.
The villains have set off a doomsday device. Now I think we can cover more ground if we split up.
Now plot-wise, this show didn't try real hard to make any sense.
What if one of us finds it? How will we tell the others?
Well, here's a thought.
Batman to Superman.
The creature must have escaped into the swamp. We've got to find it.
I'm on my way.
I know. There's a gas station just down the road. Leave any information that you find there.
Or you could use some sort of communication device.
Hello. Hello.
Look, I know that inflation was bad in the 70s, but are you trying to tell me that Bruce Wayne could not afford a few CB walkie-talkies? I mean, I get it. Gas was at a whopping 66 cents a gallon back then. You practically had to fight to get a gallon of gas back then. Oh, and when they get to the gas station, just look who's on the payphone. It's Roz from Night Court.
Girl, you won't believe what I just saw.
Now, Captain Marvel in this show doesn't seem to possess the wisdom of Solomon.
That's it! The secret's locked inside my super mind.
Sure they are. Well, it's not that bad, Soups. Well, I could be wrong. Maybe this whole thing was a supervillain plot. Well, there was at least some pretty good actors that played on this show, believe it or not, besides Adam West and Burt Ward. Oh yeah, and Frank Gorshin. Like, for instance, William Schallert, who played the retired man, aka Scarlet Cyclone, which was a lot like his funny old man character on Get Smart, where he played the hilarious Admiral Hargrade. Actually, I think he was the same character almost. Here's a couple of clips for comparison.
Those leaks. Hasn't been the same since he tried to stop that speeding bullet.
You better get this room leveled. I can't read that without my glasses.
But you're wearing your glasses.
I am?
I take great pleasure in bringing you the President of the United States. I have a plan. It was located right here. Uh-oh. That's the place. Oh, you're a pretty good thinker, boy. And a good...
There's something about this that seems awfully familiar to me. Something I've seen recently. Oh well. And then there was Howard Morris, who played Dr. Sivana. Or Sivana? Anyway, Morris played Ernest T. Bass on the Andy Griffith Show, but he was also famous for doing lots of cartoon voices like Adam Ant, a superhero ant from the 60s. He also did the voice of Jughead Jones on the Archie cartoons in the late 60s and 70s.
What is that? That's Flab. That's Flab. You are the... Turn in your cape. You are the flabbiest specimen I have ever saw.
His energy kind of reminds me of Robin Williams just a little bit.
I'm not a superhero. I'm the host.
You're the flabbiest host I ever saw.
So in the first episode, we had like an adventure to try to stop the doomsday device. But on the second episode, it was a celebrity roast with a lot of bad jokes. Some of which did make me laugh, I have to admit. It's kind of funny. And lastly, the reason there's probably never any more episodes, I heard that the Legends of Superheroes rated almost dead last in the 2 weeks that they were shown in the ratings. So that's probably the reason we never saw anything else from this show. Hey, before you leave, check out the TV Crazy Man channel for lots more stuff about TV superheroes and classic television. Also appreciate it if you subscribe to my other channel, Freddy Cat Cartoons. It's family-friendly animation. Of course, if you would, please hit the like on this video and let me know what you think. And again, check out my other videos on this channel and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Hope y'all have a great day, and y'all come back now here